Hi everybody, my name is Anabella Lenzu. I am a choreographer originally from Argentina, and I'm a teacher, and we're doing this video with the help of my friend and amazing choreographer Angela, and we're gonna interview each other about the online mentorship program that I designed during this pandemic here,
Hi, Anabella. I'm pretty excited to be here with everyone else who might be watching. My name is Angela Schopke Gonzales, and I'm a choreographer, and I've taken one of Anabella's choreography workshops to completion, and I've just started a second one for the month of August. And I'm jazzed to be interviewing and to be interviewed about the experience.
This is fun. Let's have fun. So,
I,
go ahead.
Okay, I was just going to ask you to maybe introduce a little bit about what your experience has been like doing the choreography workshops online. And I know you also have a few other workshop experiences. So if you'd like to speak to those too, that's great.
Great, thank you, thank you. Well, let's start that I've been teaching dance for 30 years, and this is the first time that I'm under these circumstances. So since March of this year, I started teaching online non-stop, and I've been teaching theoretical classes and practical classes. And during the months of March and April, I saw many issues regarding studying dance online. So that's why I designed this mentorship program that is meant to be for a very select group. Just 10 people participate in each workshop. Each workshop lasts a month, so it's a total of 12 hours where we explore and experiment about different topics. I create mentorship workshops that are just focused about performance and especially about dance theater. Another ones that are focused on choreography and composition. Other ones are connected to apply anatomy and barre terre. And the last one that I'm offering is about methodology and pedagogy of teaching dance. So this is to reply to the necessities of the different populations of artists, pedagogues that are all around the world. Because even though I am in New York City, this program is accessible from everybody. And the fun part is that I have students from all over the world.
I would love to jump off that last piece of people all over the world because I'm in outside of Detroit, Michigan right now. And I met Anabella several years ago in person, but when the pandemic started, I think I really struggled to find a sense of community. And um, the pandemic has been hard in a lot of ways, but a strange blessing has been that I've gotten to reconnect with mentors like Anabella through mentorship programs online, like the choreography workshop. And that's been pretty special. I haven't gotten the chance to take class with Anabella in a while, so it's been a pretty amazing opportunity in that way.
Great, great, thank you. And now let me ask you about that. What was your experience, especially in the first choreographic workshop? You was part of the first group. How you feel, choreographing online for the screen, the interaction. Can you talk about a little bit about your experience?
Yeah, I think, so the reason I took the workshop to begin with, aside from deeply respecting you as an artist and a mentor, I think was because I felt really lost. I'd been working on a piece for a while, imagining that I would be making a work for an in-person audience, and had also been engaging in the choreographic practice in that way. And so when the pandemic came around, and realistically, I don't know when I'll next be able to perform in person or to make work for in-person venues, I felt lost. And so throughout the first workshop in June for me, it was at once very challenging because I was confronted with the realities of the context that we're working in now, but also really exciting to be able to cultivate tools through the community of participants and also the mentorship that you, Annabella, provided outside of the workshops through hour-long phone calls. I think one time we even spoke for 2 hours. And to have the weekly feedback opportunities for work that I slowly began shaping to make for a screen. So now with the second workshop, I am so excited to continue on that journey. It's already been very strange and unexpected for me. And the things that are sort of starting to come out as I make things for this audience here, this strange rectangle. So for me, it's been a really transformative experience.
Great, great, great. Let's share a little bit. One of the students, she say, Annabella, I signed the workshop to your mentorship workshop because I trust you. But she say, I didn't have any idea about the format. So let's talk about what is a regular encounter that lasts 3 hours, what we do. The first thing for me is important to provide material. So everybody can study on their own during the week. They can do their choreographic studies, but as well as look at different films in dance for live performance, documentation of dance performance or dance films, and also reading text. And so for me, it's very important stimulate and encourage people for critical thinking. And that thing that has been a bless on the pandemic, because now we have a little more time. And I appreciate that students also research more. So can you talk a little bit about that? How you feel with all this material that I share and all these critical thinking discussions about the topic about composition specifically?
Yeah, that's a really great question. And I have a follow-up question for you after I answer, but I really appreciate it. So as well as being a choreographer, I'm a doctoral student at the University of Michigan here outside of Detroit. And having the opportunity to both read texts, which is kind of the language of the university program that I'm in, as well as practice deep emotional investigative work for a screen and do the collective feedback. The mix of those things served me in ways that I didn't expect. I ended up getting to use some of the work in the text, the theoretical knowledge in writings that I was doing about movement practices for the university. I ended up citing a lot of the things that we read. And at the same time, that deepened my cognitive understanding of what I was physically doing in my studies. It gave me a language to describe what I was doing to other people, which I think is really important in dance. As we're asking for funding, we're explaining to people who may not have come across dance very frequently, what is it that we do? So I thought that was really brilliant. And I also thought it complemented the movement work very well, whether that's movement of objects, movement of bodies, or whatever the case was. And my follow-up question for you was going to be, how did you choose what texts to include to support us? Was that something that you had thoughts about in advance for all 4 weeks, or is it something that, as you saw us engaging with the work, you updated to reflect our needs and understandings of the work?
Well, it's 50 and 50. I'm a professor at NYU, so I know how is a planification about classes. So I plan what I'm going to teach you during the 4 weeks. But then many of the texts and the films that I ended up sharing is depend of the participant and what is the interest, because the class, we make the class together. I propose something, but let's see what the participants of the workshop are interested. Talking about the academia, in the month of August, I have 3 different professors and chairs of different dance departments in the United States taking my workshop. So it's a mix of academia, freelance artists, beginner choreographer, and we are all sharing the same environment. So sometime I ended up sending a lot of material to the different kind of populations. And so, it's 50 and 50. Again, it's like when you teach in live, you have a proposal, but then you arrive and you see what is the response, what the people are thirsty of. And every workshop, like composition, have a topic. Like the August workshop is about composition in 2D and 3D. So it's so vast. I cannot frame everything in 12 hours. What is the art of composition in dance? But certainly we can experience and explore a specific topic. So, and because I have so much material, I'm at home. I have so many books, beside when I'm teaching every class, at least I have 10 books in the pile that I'm showing, or I'm reading something, and I'm planning to share, but perhaps we don't even get to the half, because again, it depends on the interest of the group.
Yes, the reason I asked that is because I hoped that you could communicate to prospective workshop participants, the fact that you really are, for me, it was really remarkable to witness just how responsive you were to each student's needs. You shared readings, you shared videos to each person individually, you updated reading lists for the week to come, you shared videos from all different types of artists and disciplines. It was really very inspiring to witness your investment in meeting each student's needs.
Well, if I feel that the pandemic helped me out, is like encourage me and reaffirm my mission as an educator. It's just that, and we need each other. So, thank you so much, Angela, for being part of this ping pong conversation, and looking forward to seeing your work more and more.
Thank you for inviting me to participate. And folks out there who might be interested, I can say nothing but amazing things about this workshop.